Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Legend, and I'm back with another video. You already know what this is just by looking at the thumbnail. No, I did not forget about the other what ifs that I started. So don't even worry about it. They are coming. I was just thinking if I was going to continue them immediately or wait till after I hit 1,000 subs. But they are coming soon, so don't worry about that. But without further ado, let's get into this intro so we can start this what if. Alright, guys, I do have to warn you guys, this episode will be a tad bit graphic. I don't have the disclaimer up, so I have to verbally warn you guys because some of my subscribers are sensitive to those type of topics. So just throwing that out there. Now let's get into this. Naruto had his arms wrapped around Tamari and Anko as he was getting them out of the prison in the hidden stone. He lit up and transformed into the full Biju state as the figure ripped through the ceiling and towered over some buildings. Naruto wanted to just rampage throughout the entire village. He was sure he had the power to do so, but then again he could just be getting arrogant. He also remembered what Kurama said. He would only be able to maintain the form for 20 seconds. Naruto turned and jumped, both Anko and Tamari and the Avatar with him. He then felt the buildup of Biju chakra as he glanced back and saw two figures in a Biju cloak. As they stood on a rooftop, one with 4 tails, the other with 5. But they didn't look as though they were coming at him, so he continued on his way. He was going to get as far from here as possible before his 20 seconds was up. He didn't know how tired he would be when the time was up. Naruto wasn't going back the way that he came. He needed to sneak in. Now he needed to break out fast. He wouldn't be safe until he was at least a mile from the village. He was going to go through the land of Neck, a straight shot to the land of fire. Naruto continued to run before Kurama faded as he quickly grabbed Anko and Tamari, and the three landed on a tree branch. Naruto sped through hand signs before summoning Ragnarok. I heard you're the fastest griffin. I hate to ask, but can you fly the three of us to Fire Country? Ragnarok looked at the three before he nodded as the three jumped onto his back. Off in the distance, a hooded, black, masked figure hung from the trees. He watched them fly off. He tapped his earpiece. I'm gonna need a team of 3. Also, I'm taking one of those kunai launchers and a few of those chakra suppressors. Meanwhile, Naruto lay on the back of the griffin panting. His reserves took a dip from this mission. He used the KCM, he activated the Kurama avatar, and he summoned 2 ball-sized griffins. He needed to fucking rest. He didn't feel the strain on his coils at first, but now that the adrenaline was gone, he was beat. Meanwhile, with Sasuke, he sat up in bed and blinked. The room that he was in was dark, but he could make out a figure in the corner of the room. The figure then moved as light flooded into the room before it died out. More light then flooded into the room, but this time it was permanent as Itachi, Shisui, and Konan all stepped in. Itachi had bandages over one of his eyes, but it didn't faze him. I'm glad you're awake, Sasuke. Judging by the lack of expression, you know all that's going on with Shisui and I. Konan stifled a laugh as Shisui face palmed and Sasuke rose an eyebrow. Itachi, please, rephrase. You're gonna make Sasuke think I'm gay. Konan started to turn red. Itachi was doing this on purpose. He knew how it sounded, but he was acting the fool and pretended to not know. Shisui, it's hard to deny it. I mean, you're here, and I'm here, and now Konan's also here. I'm just making sure that he knows the details between all three of us before I tell him the next part. Shisui narrowed his eyes. This bastard was playing him. He was trying to make him seem gay or bi. And Konan, the usual stoic, emotionless paperweight, was in on it. Well, two can play at that game. Shisui walked over and hugged the both of them, pressing himself up against Itachi and grabbing a handful of Konan's ass. You're so right, Itachi-chan. I just can't get enough of you and Konan-chan. Itachi was done playing and Konan was serious again as Itachi pushed him away. Shisui found himself surrounded by paper shuriken. Grab my ass like that again, and I'll make you look worse than Orochimaru's experiments. Shisui scratched the back of his head nervously before everyone got serious. Sasuke, I showed you me killing the clan, and you also saw someone else there that night too. Sasuke said nothing. All he did was stare at Shisui. Itachi cleared his throat, getting Sasuke's attention. How the hell is he alive? You showed me the time you killed him that night at the massacre. Itachi leaned on the wall and started to explain everything from Shisui to Danzo to the mission. 30 minutes later, Sasuke was crying and he had his Sharingan active. You mean to tell me that Danzo gave an authorized mission to kill everyone, elderly and children? Itachi nodded. And then he forced you to become a rogue ninja. Itachi nodded once more. Sasuke stood up, his Mangekyo Sharingan spinning to life. Shisui stepped in front of him and shook his head. What do you mean, no? He almost killed you. He took your eye. He killed the entire clan indirectly. Get out of my damn way. It doesn't matter what any of you say. I'm going to kill him. That is not the smartest thing to do. The elemental nations are at war. You trying to kill a Kage will only make you a target. Unless you can handle all of Konoha, the Sand, Kiri, Stone, and Kumo, I recommend you don't do anything stupid, said Itachi. Sasuke looked at him. I don't care. He did something unforgivable. He needs to die. Shisui activated his Mangekyo Sharingan. I'm sorry, Sasuke. Koto wa Matsugami. Sasuke collapsed as the three stood over him. Now he will protect the leaf as long as he lives. Little did he know that the moment the Genjutsu was cast, it was broken almost immediately. Time skip. 4 hours later with Naruto. The Griffin, him, Anko, and Tamari were riding on landed as they all got off at the border of Fire Country. Naruto pulsed his chakra to see if he was followed, but came up with nothing. So he set up camp behind the tree line. They weren't going to stay for long, just long enough so he could finish regaining his chakra, and so his two companions can get over their altitude sickness. One may think that Naruto wouldn't need rest, but when you run from Fire Country to Earth Country in record time with little to no breaks, then use Biju Chakra in small bursts and one large burst on top of 2 summonings, you need time to recover. It was starting to get dark. The sky was now a dark orange and Naruto looked over at Anko. She wore his black and gray jacket while Tamari had on his shirt. Currently, Tamari was making a pile of soft dirt and leaves. Her rear end was still sore a lot from having that scum do what he did to her with no warning at all. The sight pissed Naruto off as he pulled out a scroll and started writing. He was going to create a memory seal for the two so that they could forget the horrific experience. He soon ripped up the paper and threw it away. Not good enough. It will seal the memory, but it would break easy. Naruto started again. Anko looked over at him, seeing him writing. As he bit his thumb and pressed it onto the scroll and started to channel his chakra into it. As he started to sweat and pant, he was going to do this over and over again until it was perfect. Anko walked over and grabbed his wrist. What are you doing? Why are you straining yourself? Naruto looked up at Anko. I plan to make a memory seal for you two, so you can forget. Anko could only smile. She would have never thought that he would do such generous gestures for her. I don't need one. I've been through worse, and you know that. And besides, it builds character, and I'm sure Tamari won't want hers. She is going to want to remember so she can find a way to prevent such things from happening again. Anko then sat next to Naruto and looked up at the sky. She soon found herself falling asleep, all the drugs and adrenaline starting to fade. She wouldn't be an active kunoichi till all the toxin substances were purged from her body. Same with Tamari. Naruto looked over and Tamari was asleep on her stomach. As Naruto smiled, he himself was about to fall asleep until he felt rumbling. Naruto frantically looked around but saw nothing. His eyes then went wide as he looked down, but it was too late. A giant mole burst from the ground, separating him from Anko as 3 stone shinobi jumped off of the mole. Naruto could do nothing. A seal was slapped on to his back along with Anko and Tamari. Naruto was on his knees as he felt a metal gauntlet at his head. Anko and Tamari were in the same position except Anko was pinned to a tree with a kunai to her throat. You really caused a lot of trouble, you know that? Damn, I had to come all the way here so I could get these 2 bitches back. But we also get to kill you. Naruto tried to move, but the gauntlet pressed harder into his temple. You know what this gauntlet does, right? It's a high-powered kunai launcher. I can fuck you up with this. Now, we're gonna do a countdown. And I'm gonna remove the entirety of your face with 1 squeeze of this trigger. This thing can fire 20 kunai per second. The man started to count down, but was interrupted. Boss! The man looked over. Are you really interrupting me at 9? Like, it's 9. The man grinned. Boss, how about we take both bitches here and now and have him watch? The boss grinned as he nodded. Naruto's eyes widened as his jacket was torn off of Anko as she started to get things not so nice done to her. The man's hand went straight for her bra as it was torn away. Tamari had her undergarments cut as the other man started undoing his own undergarments as she tried to scrum away. Stop, yelled Naruto. He tried to stand but was hit hard in the temple with the kunai launcher as his vision swam. Your job is to watch. Naruto shook the dizziness from his vision as he saw Anko trying and failing to fight off one of the shinobi as he propped her leg up and held it there while he latched onto her left jug. Tamara was trying to fight the other guy off, but she was punched across the face, splitting her lip as blood trickled down. Stay your little ass still. Naruto could feel the rage building as the man behind him laughed. Let him go. Naruto said it in a voice that was calm, but cooler than ice. The man laughed harder at Naruto as he retorted, I'll let him go, alright. They're going straight to a brothel. Naruto's anger soared as he drew upon Kurama's chakra. The seal they placed on him was strong, but not strong enough to hold back Kurama. Naruto had to struggle to pull enough of the Biju chakra to burn away the chakra suppressor that was on him. And the moment it was gone, he was exhausted, but he would not let this happen. He grabbed the kunai launcher and aimed it at the man that tried pulling away, but he ended up shooting his comrade that was on top of Tamari. You little shit! Naruto knocked the kunai launcher away as he stood and turned, going to hit the man, but was caught in a bear hug. You ain't shit. Now you're trapped and defenseless, and that bitch over there still gonna get it. Anko now had tears in her eyes. She was out of it, and she couldn't defend anymore. Her chakra was out of whack due to the drugs in her body, and everyone then heard a disgusting squelching sound as they all turned. They all saw the most vicious sight. Naruto was in a bear hug, but his jaws were latched onto the man's neck as blood squirted from in between his lips as his teeth dug even deeper, severing an artery as the man shook. Naruto then ripped off a massive chunk of his flesh as the man gasped, as he started to gurgle, with a look of shock on his face as he gripped onto Naruto, but he failed, and blood spewed from the gruesome wound. Naruto spat out the chunk of flesh as he pulled a kunai and turned, blood covering his face from the nose down as he walked toward the man that had Anko, as he quickly backed away. Hey, don't come near. Don't. I really wasn't going to. He never finished that sentence. Naruto shoved the kunai under the man's mouth as he died instantly and started to fall to the ground, but Naruto wasn't done. He continued to stab and mutilate. The only thing that you could hear was the heavy breathing of Naruto Uzumaki and the squelching of a kunai forcefully piercing flesh. A while later, Naruto was sitting a distance away from Anko and Temari. Blood still stained his face, and now his hands were shaking and covered in blood. Anko walked over to Temari, then Naruto. He didn't acknowledge her presence. She knelt down in front of him. The tattered remains of his jacket covered her torso. Naruto said nothing. He only sat there, still shaking. Naruto, look at me. Naruto slowly looked up, still shaking. Anko leaned forward and hugged Naruto as a tear fell from her face. Thank you. Anko buried her face into the crook of his neck. Naruto slowly brung his hands up and hugged Anko back. The hug was awkward. Naruto was still covered in blood, but the two of them, it just didn't matter to them. Meanwhile, with Itachi, him, Sasuke, and Shisui, and Konan were riding on a giant crow. Itachi, where exactly are we at the moment? Itachi looked down. We're currently at the border of the land of fire. Just a little longer and we'll be in the land of wind. Sasuke then stood as he jumped off of the crow as his Mangekyo Sharingan spun to life. Sasuke! Shisui and Itachi looked over and saw Sasuke land gracefully with his Susanoo, then disappeared as Sasuke started to run off. He was heading to Konoha. He was going to kill Danzo. Sasuke ran with vigor as he felt 3 familiar signatures ahead of him, but they all felt weak and tired. Soon, Sasuke came up on Naruto, Temari, and Anko. Sasuke stopped, and Naruto could feel something was off with him. One giveaway was that Sasuke had his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan active, but there was nobody around. What happened to the three of you? Asked Sasuke, seeing Temari and Anko were almost nude and Naruto was covered in blood. Naruto simply pointed at Temari and Anko and said, captured. Sasuke completely understood. What's going on with you, Sasuke? You look ready to fight. For a moment, Sasuke said nothing as he looked in the direction of Konoha. Things came to my attention, and I found out my entire life was manipulated. Sasuke then looked up at the sky as the cloud started to form a dark gray cloud. Naruto stood as Sasuke turned and started to walk away. What do you mean by that, Sasuke? Anko then stood next to Naruto. Why are you talking in riddles? Why not just tell us exactly what's wrong? Said Anko. Sasuke stopped and kept facing forward. Simple. Because it has nothing to do with any of you, and I don't need you to get in my way right now. Sasuke went to take a step, but he was stopped as Naruto spoke. Sasuke, if you plan on doing something that will harm the village, I'll kill you. You know that, right? Sasuke turned his head as his left eye made eye contact with Naruto. Tsukuyomi. The star with 3 tomos in the center quickly spun as Naruto collapsed, and Sasuke started to laugh. Anko wouldn't be able to do anything to Sasuke in her condition, so she and Temari attended to Naruto. Sasuke started laughing even harder as a tear fell from his eye, but his laugh had no humor in it at all. It was a laugh of pain. So you were also manipulated by him. That only strengthens my resolve on killing him. Sasuke then left in a firesome shin as he left behind an afterimage that burned from the feet up into nothing. Anko and Temari tried releasing Naruto from the Genjutsu, but it wouldn't work. It wouldn't wake him up. The fox inside Naruto couldn't even do it because he was also in the genjutsu. 30 minutes later, Sasuke poured a handful of chakra pills and chakra stimulators into his hand before swallowing all of them. His reserves rocketed, and his chakra felt more free. If he wasn't trained, he wouldn't be able to control it at all. It felt as though it wanted to just leak from his body, but he controlled it. Sasuke then stepped through the gates and shunshin to the Hokage's office. Danzo was standing there, looking out of the window. "Why are you here, Sasuke? You almost caused a war in Kiri. You abandoned an active mission. I had to send someone else in your place. Currently, Jiraiya is filling your spot." Danzo turned and quickly brung his hands up as a large purple fist smashed him through the walls as he landed outside, skidding a good distance away before he hit a wall. Danzo looked up to see he was at the Uchiha compound. The memories he had here. Sasuke was about to go after him, but he spun as he grabbed one of Danzo's personal guards, Fu. That was his name. Sasuke squeezed the arm with the Susanoo rib cage as he snapped Fu's back before burning him alive with the Amaterasu. Sasuke then felt something latch onto his chakra as he spun to see Toru, as bugs were coming from his mouth and sucking the chakra from his Susanoo. "Chidori Stream!" Toru rushed Sasuke as he removed his gloves, as he tried to touch him. But Sasuke was a lot faster. Toru jumped back and slammed his hands on the floor as the entire room started to turn purple due to his parasites. Sasuke went wide-eyed before he took a breath. Fire style. Fire blizzard. The entirety of the Hokage Tower exploded as Sasuke stood there in its top half of his Susanoo before he released it and jumped towards the Uchiha compound. But guys, I'm going to end it off right here. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it. But without further ado, I'm out and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.